Hello, my fellow normal humans. We're going to have a bit of a format change today as we go through this Laura, which is M Vehicle, came out today. It's a bit of fun. I've been making some little cars and stuff with it. Um, it only has a very simple trigger, which is vehicle, and then you can basically put whatever you want. I did have a look through its metadata, and it has a bunch of stuff about cars and boats and machines and trucks and stuff, so you can do pretty much anything. Robots was in there. Spaceship was not. Um, there was something spaceship-like, but it was a different word. I can't remember what it was. But it is pretty flexible. I've had a good play around with it, and I'll have some other images for you later. This is just testing in anything. So anything V3, standard settings, DPM++, SDE, Keras, 20 samples. I've made it a little widescreen format there. Clip skip 1. Unfortunately, I left the batch count on 2 for the start of this, so I'm rambling a little bit to make up the time. But you'll get 2 pictures, so woohoo! Alright, so this is the same prompt I used to get these 2 beetles here, but now I've put the actual keyword in. Um, so you can see it's made these nice kind of cool cartoony vehicles, and this one's got a little bit of character to it. You can see it's a little bit overcooked maybe, so possibly clip skip 2 or something in anything V3 here, which is not what this was designed for. Let's just try truck, military, um, steam shovel. I wonder if anyone knows what a steam shovel is anymore. I imagine, not that I have an audience yet, but I imagine that most of my audience is probably pretty young, doesn't know what a steam shovel is, but, like an excavator. Big dinosaur-looking thing with a big scoop on the front. But powered by steam. Instead of, I imagine they're probably diesel-powered these days. They're also a lot bigger these days. Or can be a lot bigger these days. Let's see what this came up with. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of cool. I like it. It's definitely got elements of, I could see sort of military, like a Humvee sort of base on it, and almost a ship-like sort of conning tower, and some sort of excavatory mechanism. Obviously, again, I'm only running 20 samples, so wobbly lines and all that are to be expected. We'll just quickly pop over into Chill Out Mix and have a go there. No Vey, because it's Chill Out Mix. Hopefully it won't take too long to swap over. I did try a bunch of things with this Laura. So while that's doing its thing, I'll quickly drag this over. So got this kind of cool truck, and this was a very simple prompt as well. And this cool truck, this is the one I've kept as my thumbnail for this Laura. I really like this, and this prompt was just a very simple, like, truck and a couple of other words. Let's see what else. This interesting bulldozery thing. It does tend to do a bit of a concept art look, so maybe the author could do another version and try and figure out why it's got so much of a concept art thing going on. This one was pretty cool. I did find simple prompts tend to work better. Got some cool tanks. Again, this is super concept arty, but this was a lot of military words, tank and cannon and all that sort of stuff. Tried to get a couple of interesting spaceships, didn't work out. And then this is when I went through the metadata to see what was actually in there, and there just wasn't a lot of spaceshipy stuff. You can get some, so I did eventually get some stuff like this that sort of got spaceshipy, but it's not really. So I simplified it a little bit down to just sort of spaceship. Maybe if you tried shuttle and stuff like that, and did some higher res stuff. So I got a bit of a space station, some ships. This was trying other models, and then this is where we go to the model that we're actually going to switch to in a minute, which is what it's good for. I can see our other things finished, So here's our truck slash military steam shovel in chill out mix. So you can see, I think it does do a better thing with the realistic models. It does have a look, but what they actually recommend is Rev Animated, which has become quite popular recently, I think, and I do actually really like Rev Animated myself. I tend to just run it with the default 84 or 840,000 VA from Stable Diffusion, and we'll get that to start going, and hopefully that won't take too long. But that's where this was generated. So this was from Rev Animated. I think this is really cool. I'd sort of said do a quadrupedal robot car. No mention of a dog at all, but it's basically made a robot dog out of car parts, which the prompt that I gave it was actually pretty accurate. Had radar dishes and a few things, antennas and stuff like that. But this is basically a quadrupedal car. I'm into it. And then it's done this cool little dog as well, which was awesome. And this was the second image. I did two at once on that one. This one's not as cool. All right, we can see our truck has finished. So you can see in Rev Animated, it makes a much cooler. So here's our military steam shovel. I don't know that it's particularly steam shovel-y, but it's definitely like a truck, and it's got some cool stuff. I really like what this thing comes out with. It's very random, so I don't know how you would do trying to get something very particular, but I think this is an amazing, particularly for a first version. I think this is a great LoRa. I think you should check it out if you like wacky vehicles. I think it could be combined with some of the other stuff, like, combine this with Clockwork Spider or Tesla AI or any of those kinds of things, some steampunk, cyberpunk stuff. I think this would be great. Check it out, and I'll be back in another video.